morning. It is currently the 27th of May. It's about 6:15 in the morning, and I thought I would do something a little bit different this week and try and follow Hannah Adkins Becoming Her challenge that she did a video for a couple of weeks back now. I thought it would be a good idea just to be a little bit more conscious of my health and just thinking about it a little bit more. Not that anything in her challenge is vastly different from what I do day to day, week to week, but I really like the idea of being conscious of my screen time. So I thought I would just try the whole thing for a week and then probably do it over the next month, and I'll update after the month is over, because yeah, I just thought it would be something a little bit different and just give me something to think about, be conscious of. For those of you that aren't familiar with the challenge, there's 5 key elements within the challenge. So it is the mini morning routine, it is managing mess, so being really mindful of the amount of mess around the house, micronutrients and your food, so just being conscious about what you're eating and getting a broader variety of plants into your diet. 9 a.m, 9 p.m, DDB, which is not using your phone before 9 a.m, after 9 p.m, or at your desk, dining table, or your bed. And that's probably the one that I am most the one that I'm trying to really stick to, because I need to get better at not using my phone so much. And then also movement, so it's all about doing 5,000 steps every day outside, so being more mindful about getting outside, as well as doing some kind of workout for like 30 minutes 3 times a week, or doing more steps if that's what you choose to do. Yeah, I just thought it would be good to give it a go and sort of vlog the week, and then subsequently just give some updates on the month as it passes. So yes, I'm onto the mini morning routine now. I've gotten up, haven't touched my phone except for checking the alarm and using the light to help me get ready a little bit, because James is still sleeping upstairs and I don't want to go turning all the lights on. I got up at about 6 a.m. this morning. I can't make the bed, which is the second element of the mini morning routine, because James is still sleeping, so I'll have to make that later, which is fine. The third thing that I need to do is drink something before I start drinking caffeine. So I will have some water. I do try and drink 2 liters of water a day, and this is something I usually do in the mornings anyway. As soon as I wake up, I like to chug a lot of water, because I haven't drunk anything since I went to bed last night and my body's a little bit dehydrated, so I always try and drink a bit of water first thing when I get up. The idea of drinking the water is so you have something in your stomach before you start drinking your caffeine for the day. Now, I actually don't usually start drinking caffeine this early in the morning, because the next thing that is part of the challenge is you then go make your cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is, and you sit down and do the journaling part of the morning. Because I don't have coffee this early, I think I might just have a cup of hot water just so I've got something warm while I do the journaling. So I'm gonna go heat up the kettle now. No caffeine, but I've now got my warm water. I think it's actually gonna be a little bit too warm. Yep, too warm. The next thing I've got to do is do my tiny little bit of journaling for the morning. So I'm just going to write 3 things into my journal, which is something that I'm grateful for, something good that is going to happen today, and then something I'm going to do today for my future self. So I'm going to write those down now. I'm just going to write it in my normal journal because I journal most nights. So this is just my 365 journal from Kiki K, and I love it because it is, I'll just open it to a blank page. It's just a blank page, but it's just got the number of days and just a blank spot for the date. So I do like to do this in chronological order of the year, but you know, you can technically start it whenever you want because it's not dated, which is good. We are 148 days into 2024, which is kind of crazy. This isn't too different from something that I currently do. So I usually do 3 pieces of gratitude at nighttime, but I actually quite like the idea of doing it first thing in the morning because it sets up your day for thinking a bit more positively and setting up with the mindset of I actually am really blessed in this life and I have a lot to be grateful for. So I actually really like this idea. For something that I'm going to do for my future self, I wrote down that I'm going to clean the floors because I really dislike mopping. I don't know what it is, I just don't like it, but I've told myself I'm going to do that at some point today, as well as vacuum. So that's that. The last part of the mini morning routine is do 15 minutes of a non-screen time activity. So I've had this book on my shelf for a very long time but haven't gotten around to reading it. It's Laura Byrne and Brittany Hockley's We Love Love book, an unfiltered A to Z of modern romance and self-love. So I started reading this last night and I like it because when I'm reading it in my head I can hear their voices, so it's almost like I'm listening to their podcast, because I do listen to their podcast at least once a week. I really like their Ask Uncut segments, so I'm just gonna sit here and read this for the next 15 minutes or so. Okay, so I'm currently out walking Rex and getting my 5,000 steps in. It is a very crisp but very nice morning today, and we'll walk for about 45 minutes in total, so I should be well over 5,000 steps by that point. But yeah, it's a beautiful morning, like the hues in the sky and the moon's still out, so yeah, it's a good day. It's gonna be a good Monday. James made the bed when he came upstairs, but I think I make it a little bit neater. So I've come up and now made the bed. So that is technically the whole mini morning routine done now. It's now coming up to 9 o'clock. My work phone has been charging because I'm about to start my work day. I'm gonna sit outside and do a meditation for a couple of minutes, and then I'm gonna set up my music for the morning while I'm working, and then I'm gonna put my phone in the drawer, which is something I've actually never done before. I've never just put my personal phone just away while I'm working. It's usually just sitting right next to me, but it is a really big distraction, and I am really going to commit to this. I'm not using my phone at the dining table, my desk, or my bed. The exception to that will be my work phone, because I actually will need that on me during my work day. But besides that, all good. So I'm going to go and do my meditation now. Okay, my meditation's done. I'm gonna spend 2 minutes just going through my phone now, so I can just reply to some messages and, you know, just check a couple of things, and then I'm gonna start my work day. So I'm gonna split up my lunch break in half today. So I'm gonna have half an hour now. It's about 10 o'clock, so I can have some like breakfast lunch, and then I'll do half an hour, probably about 1:30, and that's when I'll have like lunch. Currently focusing on getting more plants, vegetables, fruits, nuts, seeds into my diet. So this is what I whipped up. If I'm really honest, it's not the prettiest thing, but it does taste really good. So it's 3 eggs, and then inside the, I guess, scrambled eggs, I've got mushrooms, red onions, and spinach. So that's already 3 different plants. Then on the top, I've sprinkled my seed mix, which is pumpkin seeds or pepitas, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Then I've also got some tomatoes on the side, so that's 8. I do love tomato sauce with my eggs, so I'm going to use this Australian tomato sauce. That is breakfast, and I think Rex wants to try some. James was out this morning and has come home and surprised me with some of my favorite types of dumplings. I'm gonna have a couple of those. That's a really good thing about this challenge. It's 80-20, so even though those dumplings are probably not the healthiest thing, I will balance it out with my eating for the rest of the day. These kinds of dumplings, I love them. So I've got myself a couple, and like my sauce is a bit of a mess, but it'll taste good. So I've had a couple of meetings this afternoon, so I'm only just having my lunch now. It's about 2 o'clock, and I'm having some of the chicken broth soup that I made a few days ago, and it's got quite a few different vegetables in it, which is perfect for the 30 plants I'm trying to eat. in the week. So this is it. I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but it does taste pretty good, and I know it's full of a lot of nutrients because the base is chicken bones that I boiled for quite a few hours. But the different vegetables that are in it are carrots, celery. I also put some roasted pumpkin in there as well. And then it has a lot of turmeric, and I forgot what this, I think this is coriander. I just kind of chuck random spices into it. So yeah, I'm gonna sit and eat this. Now that I've finished the soup, I'm going to have an apple, and I'm sure as soon as I start munching into this, Rex is going to want a couple of pieces because he loves an apple. So I think that's going to actually take me to about 20 different plants that I've eaten today. Everything from nuts, seeds, fruits, and veggies, which is like pretty doable. And I'm not even finished the day yet because I'm gonna have a bit of my nut mix later, and then I've got a couple of different veggies in my dinner. So yeah, I think the 30 plants in a week should be pretty achievable considering I've done about 20 in 2/3 of a day. Rex hasn't even reacted to me starting to eat this apple, so that means he's extra tired. So I just realized I was on my phone for a couple of minutes sitting at my desk, but I'm gonna put it straight away. I've got my afternoon snacks ready to go because I always love having a snack at about 3 o'clock. This is just a little mix of nuts that I've got. So there's a Brazil nut, some cashews, walnuts, macadamias, and almonds. I've then got half of a chocolate chip cookie that I made last night. They're very flat because I'm supposed to rest the dough in the fridge overnight before I bake them, but I was impatient and wanted some last night, so it's a bit of a flat cookie but still tastes delicious. Then I've got some green tea. So that's gonna be my sort of snacks for the afternoon. It's now about 5:30 and I'm sitting down to have dinner. This is some meal prep for James that I'm also having for my own dinner, which is like a Asian beef mince. I've also added some cucumbers, spinach, and there's already spring onions inside the bowl. I probably should try and make these dishes a little bit prettier, but they taste good. So yeah, there's like a bit of spinach from the fridge that I just chucked in as I microwaved it. I've then mixed in the beef with rice, and then I've chopped up some cucumbers just to put on top. So this is gonna be my dinner. So I figured out what my dessert is going to be tonight. I'm having a banana, and then I've also got my coconut water. So this brand called Coco Bella does this really delicious chocolate coconut water. So I always mix it in with a little bit of milk, and it's almost like a chocolate milkshake. So that is going to be my dessert tonight, and including my dinner, which I decided to put some homemade chili oil on, and the homemade chili oil included like chilies, which are a plant, as well as I made it with avocado oil. I think I'm actually nearly at 30 plants today, which is great for my gut, and I love that for my gut. But yes, now I'm just gonna sit on the couch for a little bit and relax, and then I'm gonna spend the following hour doing a few things around the house. So it's after 9 o'clock now, which means the phone is away for the evening. I think the only thing I actually have to do is set my alarm. I have tidied up my space, so I did a bunch of vacuuming and mopping, and then I have done all the dishes. Also James put a few things on here, but the dining table and stuff was pretty clean, except I'll move my laptop and stuff just before I go to bed. And like, yeah, like the space is generally like pretty tidy. So before I go to bed, the only thing I'm gonna really do is shower, do my skincare, and then I'm going to do a little bit of reading, and then it'll be time to go to sleep. So I will probably see you in the morning. It is Tuesday the 28th of May. I've just gotten to the gym, which is going to be my first workout of the week. I'm planning on doing a leg session. Woke up this morning a little bit earlier to do the morning routine, which was really good. It took me a little bit longer today because I managed to make a huge mess in the kitchen with the coffee machine. Wasn't even drinking any coffee this morning. It was just leaking, and then I ended up making a huge mess. So anyway, it's time for me to get into the gym. My workouts usually take about half an hour, and then after that I'm going to go for my outdoor walk, and then I'm going to get ready to go to the office. So I finished my gym workout now, and I'm currently on a walk. I've just gone straight from the gym and found a walking trail, which is really nice. So yeah, I'm going to be walking for about half an hour, and I'm listening to a Diary of a CEO podcast on the exercise neurologist, which is actually quite fascinating about the link between exercise and your brain health. So yeah, just going to keep walking now. I've just arrived at the office. I went and got my coffee from the coffee shop not too far away, and the barista now knows my name and remembers my order, which is just such a little joy in the day. It also means I spend a little bit too much money on coffee, but it's worth it because I love supporting a small business, and this was also my little bit of joy, or something I wanted to look forward to today, going to one of my favorite coffee shops and getting a coffee before work. So I'm going to probably see you after the work day. Good evening. It's currently 6 o'clock and pitch black outside. I had a pretty good day at the office today, and I just went to my physio appointment. At the office, I had a pretty good day of eating because I ate my oats, my nuts and seeds. I also ate my chicken soup broth. I did have a few of the sugar-free little lolly packets that have started becoming really popular, just to try them, and I ended up probably eating a little bit too many of them, but that's okay, as well as a couple of pieces of my favorite chocolate. But 80-20 rule, everything in moderation, which is fine. I went and bought some sushi from the local sushi shop to my office, and I'm going to have that in the car because then I've got a couple of errands that I want to run, and I don't want to have dinner super late, so I'm just going to sit and eat that in the car now. 8 pieces of salmon nigiri, and then I got a couple of teriyaki chicken rolls. So yeah, I'm just going to sit and eat that in the car, and then head home to do like my nighttime wind down routine, as well as a little bit of laundry. I've also set up a YouTube video, Alicia Marie vlogs, on my dash. So I'm just going to watch that while I eat.
I think that's why it's hard for me a little bit, because I'm like being pretty unfiltered. And
so it is past midnight and I'm about to go to bed. I ended up spending a few hours doing a bunch of IKEA flat packs, which ate into my evening, but that's okay, because they needed to get done. Cleaned up the kitchen and touched my phone in the last few hours, which is good. So I'm about to go to bed, getting up at about 6 to do the mini morning routine, and then I'm going to go for my 20-minute run. So it gives me a little bit of a sleep in doing the run tomorrow rather than going to the gym, because I'm back in the office later. So I will see you in the morning. Good morning. It is the 29th of May, which I can't believe I'm saying that because that means my wedding is in about a month. But anyway, besides the point, I went to bed way too late last night and I'm definitely regretting it. However, I'm glad I did get up in the morning and I did my mini morning routine. James ended up getting up at about the same time I did, so that was really good. It meant that I could actually make the bed, and then I sat down and did my 3 bits of gratitude and what I'm looking forward to and what I'm going to do for my future self. Made my little cup of green tea and then read my book and did a meditation for a few minutes. So yeah, it was actually a really nice start to the day. For my 5,000 steps, I actually went for a run outside just then. So I went to a running track because I'm practicing my running technique to get ready for my triathlons this coming season, because my running technique naturally is not great. So I went and did that. That was about a 3-kilometer run, which would have probably rounded out to be sort of like 4,000 or 5,000 steps. I might go for a little walk maybe during my lunch break today. Now I am heading to the office, so there is going to be a lot of traffic because it's 8:15 and that is peak hour because people are going to work and kids are going to school. I'm just gonna sit in the peak hour traffic and head to the office. In terms of like food and stuff today, I have my overnight oats. I will probably have sushi for lunch because I don't know, I like to buy sushi when I am not at home because I don't really buy sashimi grade salmon just day to day, so I may as well buy something that I don't really make. And then for dinner, there's some lamb mince in the fridge, so I'm thinking maybe I'll have that with some roasted sweet potato, some broccoli, and I think there's a bit of leftover rice in the fridge, so I'll probably make something out of that. I'll probably check in with you when I get home or later this afternoon after work. Good evening. It is currently 6:45 and I'm about to sit down and have dinner. During the day at the office today, I ate my overnight oats and I did end up buying sushi for lunch. Now that I've come home for dinner, I've got a very veggie-filled, meat-filled dinner. So this is a spinach and rocket, pear and walnut and parmesan salad. So I've never actually made this before. I've put some balsamic vinegar and olive oil and salt and pepper inside it and it looks pretty good. And then I have a bit of a meat and veggie bowl. So this is minced lamb with carrot, garlic, onion, mushrooms, and then on top is broccoli and sweet potato, which I roast in the oven, and then a bit of barbecue sauce on top. Of course, as soon as I want to eat, Rex wants to play with the ball. You're a cheeky boy, aren't you? Yes, I love not being able to even fit my feet on the bed. There's a whole bed, but you go to sleep right there, don't you? So it is coming up to 10 o'clock now and I did a heap of laundry this evening, which was great, and I also cleaned up the kitchen, did a bit of tidying before I went to bed, which sort of ticks off the mess decluttering part of the challenge, which is good. I had to send 1 or 2 messages on my phone past 9 o'clock, but I haven't done any Instagram scrolling and social media, etc., which is good. I am about to just do my nighttime journaling and do a bit more reading, and then I'm gonna head to bed. So I will see you in the morning. That's a better sleeping spot, isn't it? Say good night, Rex. morning. It is currently about 9:30 on the 31st of May. I can't believe it is the end of the month. That is very, very mind-blowing, and I keep saying this, but it's just because it means the wedding is getting closer every single day. Anyway, yesterday I was at an industry conference all day, and then James and I went out for dinner with our friends, which was really good. In terms of eating yesterday at the conference, I just ate sandwiches, coffee and tea, and half a scone. And then for dinner we went out for Thai food, which was delicious. Now I'll probably put the Thai food in the 20% bucket for the week, but that's okay. It's all about balance. This morning I was supposed to go to the gym, but I was feeling pretty tired, so I ended up sleeping in until 7:30 and did the mini morning routine, which was good. And then James and I went out for our walk with Rex, which we love to do on a Friday together. And now I'm just gonna sit at my desk for the rest of the morning and work. I also didn't touch my phone really this morning until after 9 o'clock. So yeah, I think overall doing pretty well. Only a couple more days left of the week. So yeah, I'm just now gonna sit and do my work. Good afternoon. It is now about 1:30 and I am finally heading to the gym after a few delays at home, which is totally fine. I did my mini morning routine and then I made the bed because James got up. Then we went for a walk with Rex, so I got my 5,000 steps in. I have been really consistent in not checking my phone until 9 o'clock unless I am putting some music on, or there's a couple of times I've had to make some phone calls. So besides that, I have been quite consistent in not touching my phone before 9 o'clock. And then also after 9 o'clock, I've also been quite disciplined with that. So that's good in terms of this challenge for the week. This gym session will technically be the third of 3 workouts that I need to do. I'm going to do an upper body gym session. So yeah, that will tick off another thing in terms of the Becoming Her challenge. Let's go to the gym. Hello, it is nearing about 1 o'clock on the 2nd of June. It's the last day that I'm going to be vlogging the Becoming Her sort of mini challenge that Hannah Adkins has set. So I realized throughout this week I haven't done the best job at documenting what I've been eating. I tried to do that a little bit better today. I had my green tea when I was doing my morning routine, and then I have had a coffee. I then kind of missed breakfast, unfortunately, because I was too busy doing laundry to get out for my run. But I've now done my run, which acted as my 4th exercise for the week, as well as more steps outside, which was good. And now I'm having my chicken bone broth for lunch. So this is the broth that I've been cooking since yesterday. So that is a whole chicken Maryland. It's got carrot, celery, onion and, you know, some spices and stuff in there. So I'm gonna have this for my lunch. As I was sitting down to have my lunch, I realized there was half a bag of rockets still left in the fridge. And I'm usually not a rocket fan. Like, I don't like eating it on its own. I'll eat it if it's on top of a pizza or something like that, but I won't just eat rocket. However, I then started thinking about rocket, pear, apple, walnut salads, and I've started making it at home and I love it. So I whipped that up really quickly to go along with my chicken broth. So that's like 3/4 of an apple, and then I have the bed of rocket. I have used some fine shavings of parmesan. There's walnuts, balsamic vinegar, high quality olive oil, salt, pepper, and then I have put my seed mix through it as well to have some extra sort of variety in my diet. So this is going to accompany my chicken broth.